Did you ever see the back of a $20 bill, man?
No, I don't know, yo.
Did you ever see the back of a $20 bill? On weed? Oh, there's some weird shit in there, man. There's a dude sitting in the bushes, man. Does he have a gun? I don't know, man. I don't know. What? Red team go. Red team go. It's just some weird shit, man.
Man, you fucking crazy, yo.
No, it's cool. Thanks, man. Hey, yo, wait. Dude, I'm gonna check out the stars later. It's really trippy. Especially on weed, man.
Hello and welcome to the Loose Butthole Reviews. I am your host Smokey, and joining with me as always is my co-host Spooge.
Hello.
And always, before we get into the review proper, I have to give the 3 rules of the rating system of the Loose Butthole Reviews. The first rule is it must be a fraction of 5. 1 means we hate it, 5 means we love it. Rule number 2, if we want our money back, we give it the good old Jeff Goldblum rating. And rule number 3, if we all agree that it deserves a God tier, a 6 out of 5, then it will get a God tier. And today we are reviewing the 1998 classic Half-Baked, written by Dave Chappelle and Neil Brennan, and directed by Tamra Davis.
Oh yeah. Can't remember if Neil Brennan was the. And I didn't do any research on this. I can't remember if he's the super. Can't remember their names of the friend group, but he's like the super, super stonery of the most stoner of them all.
I'm not sure, but if I'm not mistaken, Jim Breyer that plays Brian also had a pit in this, because this is the production notes that I can find. Chappelle and Breyer apparently shared a manager and had previously planned working together on a short-lived sitcom called Buddies. In spring 1996, both were working separately on marijuana-related film projects. Then it goes, Chappelle and Brandon's script was complete, so Breyer was asked to join their project. So I'm guessing he dropped the Jim Breyer dropped the project he was working on and joined the production of, I don't know if he was a producer. This was produced by a Robert Bruce Simmons, apparently, Jr.
Simmons.
Cinematography was credited to Steven Bernstein. This was apparently edited by Don Zimmerman. Music by Alf Kleinzen. And of course, the production company is Robert Simmons Productions. And the distribution company is Universal Pictures. The movie was filmed in Toronto in the summer of 1997. Dirty Work was filming...
Tax break.
Yeah, got them tax breaks. Dirty Work was filming at the same time, and the cast and crew stayed at the same hotel. Oh, shit. That's how Bob Saget, who directed Dirty Work, filmed a short, uncredited cameo for Half-Baked. His best fucking role, dude. Golden just the timing was perfect for Bob Saget's best fucking role. No other role. He can't top it, man. I mean, the delivery, the dishevelledness that Bob Saget looks like. I mean, that scene is just perfect.
It's his best role in what's his fucking name? The couch guy, is that like Peter Wright or something? Something Wright.
Oh, that is the VJ Stephen Wright, actually.
Stephen Wright
on the couch.
I knew the last name.
Yeah, he is the guy on the couch. He's actually uncredited as well.
Hey, his role is important.
Yeah, very important. Chappelle also asked Harrison Ford to do a cameo in the film, but he declined.
Yeah, he kept on the down low about his stoner shit. So we know everyone knows he's a fucking stoner. That people have seen him doing bong rips in the back of his limo.
Apparently, this film received negative reviews, but has since become a cult film, which I do not. I know that I was only 3 years old when this came out, but I roughly remember first seeing this like 3 or 4 years later, and I just remember everybody just loving it. I don't remember that hate.
Oh yeah. Oh, but who the fuck would hate this? This is like, I mean, as big as
I
Adam Sandler movies were, like this one, like kind of nails like the balance of like those types of like movies, like mixed with a stoner, type.
We usually go into this after the plot summary, but let's just go into the reception right now. Apparently, Half Baked received generally negative reviews from critics. On Rotten Tomatoes,
Uh,
it has an approval rating of 28%. Hold on. We gotta confirm this.
is this like at the time?
I guess so, but I didn't think Rotten Tomatoes existed back then.
It existed for a long time, like since early internet. Like you know, it's been around for a bit.
It does only have a 28% approval rating.
Damn, still. I feel
On
like people need to look back because I
the
feel like that has to
audience
be
says
like
81%.
a lot of critics
now
are all
we got
snobby.
the critics say 28%. The
Yeah,
audience says
critics are
81.
snobs.
They definitely don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Based on 25 critics reviews, the website.
What does a movie like
consensus-
Pineapple Express have? Like, is there just a hate of stoner movies with critics?
maybe
They just don't like weed.
Let me see Pineapple Express real quick on Rotten Tomatoes. Real quick. I know I fucked that sentence up. Got a 68%. That is bullshit.
I mean, I guess there's a little bit more like production with like the. I mean, Pineapple Express
that
does go
doesn't
hard
matter.
with like the
That
battles.
doesn't matter. Fucking, to be honest, I'd watch Half Bake over Pineapple Express any day. So that doesn't fucking
True.
matter. These critics don't.
And I
know
do
what
love
the
it, Pineapple Express, but Half Baked is better, yeah. Comedy wise.
Apparently, the website consensus reads, "You'd have to be high to dig half-baked production and scattershot sense of humor. Although maybe that was the point of this Dave Chappelle-led joint." On Metacritic, the film received a score of 16 out of 100. Damn!
Damn,
From critics. Inducting overwhelming dislike. Holy fuck, dude. I gotta corroborate this real quick. Is it still that on Metacritic? This is fucking nuts, man.
Because I could imagine, like, Siskel and Ebert, like, not liking this because they're
but
bland as fuck.
people are going hard on this fucking thing. I thought it was actually very clever with its humor. Its comedic
Yeah.
timing. Yeah, it's still at 16.
It's very Mel Brooks, like, at points. Like, it has a very Mel Brooks type of movie timing. Like, there's some points that reminded me of, like, Blazing Saddles.
It is at 16 still. That is fucking nuts. Brendan Carity at Verity wrote, "A couple of hash brownies short of a satisfying cinematic picnic, with far
love their
too
little-
few comic highs during the big screen reefer party." What are you talking about? They smoke weed like 3 or 4, maybe
There's
4
no
times
party.
max. Yeah, there's no party at all.
Other than, like, them putting out, like, their little, like,
They
business
didn't.
cards.
That's
There's
not even
never
a
a party.
They just went to a club.
Yeah. So you know what I think? These critics didn't watch this movie, and they spent most of their time figuring out what clever little puns they're gonna do trashing it.
Martin Misgrove of Chicago Sun-Times said, "Half Baked is a stupid comedy that tries to be something better than it is while maintaining awareness of its own stupidity."
Well, at least
I
there
mean,
wasn't
it
any
makes its
half-baked.
self-awareness very clear. Like, it's very clever with its self-awareness. It doesn't try to break the meta. It just plays with the meta.
Yeah. Who are these fucking people? I wouldn't want to watch a movie with them. What movies? What would it say? Comedies, huh? What's
It,
their
it,
idea of a comedy?
it has had re-releases on DVD and is considered a cult classic, which that is. It's yeah, fucking course it's a cult classic. I mean, you
The
gotta
people
watch
have
this.
spoken.
Fucking. I mean, it's essential, man. I mean,
This is still
everybody.
when like stoner movies are in their infancy too, because I mean, really like what really started this trend was probably like Friday, right? I mean, other than like Cheech and Chong too,
Yeah, Cheech
like
and
being the
Chong
proto of
really
that.
kicked it off, but I believe Friday
Mhm.
is what really. I guess that's what they're doing. They're comparing this to Friday, and if you're comparing it to Friday, then yeah, Friday is objectively better than this. This
Mhm.
is the title is half baked. The movie is half baked, but the movie is aware that it's half baked, and it uses that to its advantage. It doesn't sit
Mhm.
there and just beat you over the head with nonsense.
From what I remember, it's better than next Friday. I gotta give half baked that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Next Friday isn't really a stoner movie per se. I mean,
Mhm.
they smoke weed at Pinky's, but
Yeah.
they really don't emphasize it. You know, that it was really all about the whole conflict was about weed. You know, in the first
That might have been
Friday.
one of my other issues with that too. We have to revisit that someday. 'Cause I remember I just couldn't figure out what I really fucking hated about that. Because the first time we had to watch it twice, I think too, and I still couldn't get it out.
Yeah, we'll revisit the Fridays. We'll definitely because
Mm.
that if I'm not mistaken, we did review Next Friday, but that's one of the lost episodes actually. I
Yeah.
usually try to tackle it around Christmas because Friday After Next is a is the worst of the three, and
Mhm.
it's a Christmas movie.
Naturally. Yeah. Naturally. Just with you can't beat Friday. But again, half baked at least is its own thing. It doesn't try to be Friday.
No,
It's a
it tried to kind of play, and I'm gonna point this out. It tried to play both sides of the fence. It
yeah.
it plays to both stoners and non-stoners because Mary Jane exists, and in the end, she wins. Like her point of
Yeah.
view plays out, you know, the way that
Hmm.
most non-stoners would want it to be played out.
Yeah.
There is an alternate ending, but that's an alternate ending, and it's a very unfinished alternate ending because there there's a scene where the scene where Thurgood is talking to the joint at the end. Spoiler alerts. I'm jumping ahead a little bit. Uh, the green screen is the effects not put in. It's just a green screen behind the joint.
Yes.
So it's like, ooh, this is a little awkward. But
Yeah, you
yeah,
could almost get a positive message out of it.
but I'm jumping ahead a bit. This kind of let's get into the plot. This movie starts us off anywhere USA in the mid 1880s on Memory Lane, which is I say is a nice little pun and a good little visual humor, but
Hmm.
that might be a half-baked joke that the critics don't like. Who knows? I
So, I
mean,
mean, it works on two different levels too, because it says when my friends like, oh, memory lane, but also like, oh, what's the thing that affects your memory? Weed.
yeah. But it starts off with our four main protagonists as youngsters and their first encounter with marijuana. Our four main protagonists are Thurgood Jenkins, played by the great Dave Chappelle. We have Brian, played by the great I'm fucking this up, Jim Brewer. And we have Kenny Davis, played by Harlan Williams. And we have Scarface, played by Guillermo Diaz. their young counterparts are played by a Kevin Doney playing young Thurgood, James Cooper playing a young Brian, Michael Colton as young Kenny, and Matthew Raposo as young Scarface. But yes, they are doing their first, smoking their first weed cigarette, and they proceed.
In a very honest way that I think like someone actually like smoking their first time, because I mean, glad none of them were that one kid who's like, whoa, like after the first puff and thinks they're instantly high. I like they're like, man, this ain't doing shit, just because it ain't instantly getting them high.
Yeah, but yeah.
Till it hits in the store.
They do the encounter with marijuana, and then they proceed to go into a convenience store where the effects take place. And the events in the convenience store, even as a kid, I kind of thought maybe the scene where they showed the huge ass Zeba the whatever bar it was that Thurgood ate, the huge gigantic one. As a kid, I thought there would actually be that shit.
Oh.
I was like, one day I will be able to buy that. I don't know how he's able to afford this right now, but I'm getting one of those big ass bars. I don't even think Ebba Zebba is a real fucking bar. I hope it is. I've never heard of it. I've only seen it in this fucking
I wonder if it's like some dead ass like 90s thing that doesn't exist anymore that like went out in like the early 2000s.
But yeah, they have their own little encounters. Thurgood is seeing all the snacks as gigantic size, and he's having a good time. Brian, I don't think it's affecting him like it should. I mean, it's cool that he's hearing what the fuck? Who was it again? Who the fuck was it again?
Is it the dude he's praying to?
Yeah, he ends up getting the pouch. He ends up getting him in a pouch.
Fuck, I can't remember.
Jerry Garcia. Jerry Garcia. He hears Jerry Garcia.
What's he? He sounds familiar. What's he in?
Jerry Garcia is from. He's from Atlanta, Georgia. Good to know. No, he's not from. That picture is taken in Atlanta, Georgia. Get your shit together, Wikipedia. Fucking. He is from Grateful Dead. The Grateful Dead.
Oh shit.
Okay, so that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yes.
But still, that would be a little alarming to hear Jerry Garcia in your head without really hearing it. But that could have been. They could have just been playing Jerry Garcia and he thought he was hearing it in his head. You know, over the.
Oh yeah.
The convenience store intercom. That happens a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And Scarface is reading a comic, and he's reading in the superheroes beside him. And Kenny is in a gigantic ass slushie. And we flash forward to them living in New York. Thurgood is a custodian, or janitor if you want to be a dick about it. Scarface is flipping burgers at a fast food joint. Not really sure what it's called. Kenny's got the best job for Kenny. Kindergarten school, like that. I know Thurgood says Kenny is good for those kids' self-esteem, but those kids are really good for his self-esteem. Though they really keep him alive. And Brian has the best fucking job which I wouldn't have wanted to lose. He sells fucking used records. Who the fuck wouldn't want to sell used records? It's fucking so goddamn cool.
Yeah, they never hire because those places are always slightly dying.
Yeah. You gotta volunteer. But yeah, and Thurgood gets off of work and he's seeking out and he can't find it. He goes to a bodegas. He goes to the Jamaican people, but then he decides, screw it, just spend the money and get the delivery from Samson. That's when they get out Billy Bong Thornton, which it's not a bong. It's a fucking 4-hose hookah. So that name is not right. That even irked me when somebody pointed that out to me, like when I was in middle school and we were talking about the movie. They was like, yeah, Billy Bong Thornton, it's not even a fucking bong, it's a goddamn hookah. It's like, you son of a bitch ruined that for me.
It was a different time.
But, yeah, they proceed to do the ritual, and after they do the ritual, of course, they have to go get munchies, which that is left to Kenny, and Brian is the one that makes the list, and he makes a big-ass list. It's like peanut butter, beef jerky, popcorn, graham crackers, they're going to make s'mores, pizza, and a whole lot of water, and Funyuns. He adds Funyuns. And Thurgood... This joke might... The joke Thurgood makes here might be perceived as a little tasteless. But it's definitely not meant to be... If you take that joke serious, you're a little bit too prudish.
There's only one I could think that would only kind of draw on that line, but I mean, it still was like real quick and not really. I mean, compared to like 90s.
What is the joke that you were talking about? Because I'm talking about the one where he's telling Kenny to be like, hey, give me condoms and that thing I used to eat all the time.
Oh, no, yeah, I guess, yeah. Yeah, pussy, yeah. I mean, yeah, that one didn't. Yeah, I guess by some today's standards, if you're a little prudish, yeah. I was thinking of like when he's like, I can't go back to my last girlfriend.
That's just some pretty golden visual humor now. Come on.
Yeah. That's the only thing I could think of that would like I could think of like not exactly aging well, but other than that, like I didn't think there's really anything in this that really was anything at all.
But yeah, Kenny goes out and he's got it. Didn't affect his memory whatsoever. Kenny gets every fucking thing. Unfortunately, he meets Buttercup, the police horse, the diabetic.
He doesn't know.
No, he doesn't know that the horse is a diabetic.
They shouldn't feed animals human food in general.
True, and you shouldn't be feeding a police horse. They're highly trained individuals.
Any animal that doesn't belong to you, like a stray.
Unless you have permission from that animal's particular handler, then you don't.
Yeah.
You don't need to be doing it. But he goes ahead and yeah, he's stoned. He's stoned, and he's not doing any. He's not meaning any harm. He's doing harm.
Yeah, he's like, oh, you're hungry.
Yeah, the horse is hungry, so he's feeding the horse. And there's a great joke. When he first approaches the horse and is like, you're hungry, aren't you there, girl?
Oh, yes. The lady walking by.
Yeah, she turns around. Oh, I wish I wish I could say what she says, but oh, it's great. The comedic timing
It's
is
something like
so
"fuck
fucking
you,"
perfect.
something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Fuck you, followed by a word that I cannot say. She had every right to say it, but I do not.
Uh,
But yes, that happens, and then he feeds the horse, and unfortunately, the horse passes away, and then, which I'm surprised it took him so long to notice. He fed the horse all the food, everything, including the pizza, and the cop was standing right there. And as soon as the horse drops, he's like, "Oh shit, I noticed." But he didn't notice the dude feeding his horse. So there's a little neglect going on the police part, because he's just standing there. Am I
oh
wrong?
yeah, definitely. No, you're not wrong. I
Yeah,
agree.
but Kenny ends up getting arrested for killing an officer of the law, and he is found guilty. Oh, during this, they cut back to the apartment, and we see Dave Chappelle playing the rapper Sir Smoke a Lot.
Oh yes.
And,
The most.
which
Looks
is
the most
great.
like Boondocks character.
But it's great. It's great.
Right out of a Dave Chappelle show skit for sure.
And then we get the morning where the guy on the couch moves for the first time, and he has a note from Kenny saying Kenny's in jail, and they go to visit him in jail. And when they are leaving the prison, they encounter Mary Jane, played by Mary Jane Potman. Not if the critics wanted, I will give them that not very clever on the name. That's not very not very good on that name. But she's played by Rachel True. She also
Critics
played on
don't
The
know
Craft.
it makes it funnier.
But yes,
It makes it even funnier that that her dad was a weed dealer named that had the last name Potman.
But they leave prison and they get a ride from her, and Thurgood gives her his number, and then Thurgood goes to work where a scientist proceeds to get him to do a favor for him, and the scientist is played by R.D. Reed.
Did a good scientist.
Oh, he very good scientist. This is best. I wish I worked for this fucking company.
If I was
But-
gonna make a game that I needed some scientists in, I'd hire this guy as a scientist.
the errand that he has Thurgood run for him is go collect a pound of marijuana for him. Of course, Thurgood acts pretty much how I would act if somebody was handing me a pound of weed, just orgasming in my pants. Just especially because it's Maui Wowie too. That's some premium shit. So
Oh, yeah.
I would not be. The scientist would not see me after that, to be honest. He
Oh, no.
fucked up. I am the wrong person to give me this task. I will admit this. But the scientist gives Thurgood some marijuana, and Thurgood takes it to the apartment where they proceed to smoke it. Of course they would. Why wouldn't they? I'm gonna take a hit.
Yeah. Take a hit. Take a hit. Take a shit. Take a shit.
And it makes them so high,
Right.
they levitate. And it seems like it's actually happening because they go to see Kenny in prison, and they seem to be very aware that Kenny is actually like saying, "I'm not a fish, I'm a man."
Mm.
and calling out for Thurgood.
Oh yeah. And there's some instances later too that seems like it's consistent.
And after that, they seem to come down, and Scarface comes up with an idea: sell the marijuana that the scientists gave to Thurgood. Great plan if only they could actually get a hold of the forms. But they need forms to get the marijuana. So Thurgood says no, and they proceed to think again, and Scarface comes up with another genius idea. Sell the marijuana that they smoked the other night. Another great fucking bit.
Mhm.
Oh man. So Thurgood finally cracks, and he decides to actually go along with this plan, and it's actually very easy to get a pad of forms, apparently. He just waited until after hours, and they're just sitting in a drawer. He got the drawer, and he was good to go.
Hell yeah.
So he acquires the marijuana, they get some bicycles, and then there is a jump to Kenny eating in the prison cafeteria.
Oh, poor Kenny. He wasn't made for jail.
No, he was not. Oh. What is his name? I don't know his name.
I only remember Squirrel Master.
Well, Score Master.
Comes later, a
This
little
is
bit,
where
the second
Kenny comes into an altercation with a. It's not on here. Apologies, I have to look this up. This is gonna bother me. What is his name?
He's
Gotta
the
go to
Bubba of
IM.
the prison.
He seems to be the main prison dude. He seems to run it.
Mm. Yeah.
Is that? No, it can't be. Your audio is fucking up a little bit, by the way.
Ooh, I need to turn my Wi-Fi off.
Oh, shit. I want to point out that the person that plays young Thurgood ends up growing up to become and plays in Power Rangers Dino Thunder as the Blue Ranger. I cannot hear you whatsoever. Technical difficulties. I'm gonna have to just keep this in because I'm gonna be too lazy to edit this out. But what is his name? Yeah, apologies for the technical difficulties.
Hello.
Hey,
Okay.
did you get to hear that little tiny fact that I got to learn while looking for?
Oh
this
no,
guy?
I sure didn't.
The kid that plays young Thurgood in the beginning of the movie grows up to be the Blue Power Ranger in Dino Thunder.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh nice.
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, He's wearing a blue shirt in the beginning of this
It was
movie too.
foretold.
It was foreshadowed. That's fucking crazy. But yeah, Kenny is being confronted by, I don't know who the fuck it is. Henchman, homeless guy. Because we don't see any of these guys before him.
Damn, I remember he had a name too.
What is his name? He must be uncredited. No, he's not uncredited, apparently. What in the fuck is his name?
God damn it.
It
Why
can't be
isn't this
Bong.
up there?
He's actually very prominent in the plot. That's what I'm trying to.
He's the threat. He's the threat to Kenny.
Like, that's why I'm trying to figure this out. Is it Nasty Nate? It can't be Nasty Nate.
It might be Nasty Nate. I think Nate sounds familiar. I think I remember that on the calendar.
I wish I could find a picture of the dude with his, the cast. But it ain't they. It ain't. Let me go to Google. Let me see if Google will help me out. Yeah, his name, Rick Damus. His name was Nasty Nate.
Oh yeah.
So, apologies for that blunder. Kenny is being confronted by Nasty Nate. Nasty Nate is trying to make Kenny what is called his prison bitch. But,
I like how it's written in the most it's what they call a prison bitch, I believe.
No, that's for me, dude. This is all for me.
Well, damn.
Ain't no writing coming from here. I just got the movie right here, and I'm just going by. But yes, what is known as a prison bitch. But fortunately for Kenny, the Squirrel Master, played by Atomic Chong, comes in and saves his sweet virgin ass.
Oh. Which I wanted to know. I want to know. I feel like there's characters here that have whole origin stories. They almost seem like they're in some off-brand comic book. There's more going on with Scroll Master, and when we get to it, there's definitely more going on with Samson.
Oh yeah. But after this encounter, they visit Kenny, tell him about the plot, and he's like, yeah, go ahead. They go and they pass out cards with their samples, basically. And at the club, we see that, yes, indeed, the marijuana is so good that it will make you levitate. Because the whole club is levitating.
The Exorcist shit.
Yeah. So, I believe it's the next morning, they're waiting for, of course, somebody to call. They get a call, but it is not a potential customer. It is... Oh, if I didn't, did I say Thurgood decided to go with the plan anyway? If I didn't, they're going with the plan anyway. Okay, good.
You did.
Okay, so yes, this is not a potential customer calling. Mary Jane is the one that is calling. And they proceed to plan a date. But it couldn't have come at the worst time. Because Thurgood spent most of his money on bicycles and packaging. Which left him with $8. Which I gotta say, $8 to go on a date. If you a last minute date like this, because they didn't plan to just go out, weeks in advance. This was, she called and he was like, yeah, I can hang out today. You want to hang out today? And she was like, yeah, sure. Let's hang out today. Click.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to be upset that your date only has $8, especially in the fucking 90s, you should have thought ahead a little bit.
Yeah, living in the city. Come on.
Living in New York. Living in fucking New York.
Yeah. All your money goes to rent.
Unless you're calling them on a Thursday or a Friday, which most likely Friday at this point, because early payday wasn't really a thing, in the 90s. I guess some banks might have had that established, but I never remember anybody saying they ever got paid early, unless they were a union.
Mm. Yeah.
So in the 90s, you gotta plan this shit out. So he only has $8, but he doesn't want to tell her. Which this already tells you this relationship's not going to end well anyway, even if because there is no Thurgood's been lying, just lies to her constantly, and just keep secrets from her that shouldn't really be kept. There should have been a test. Would she have freaked the fuck out if Thurgood would have been like, I only got $8?
Yeah.
But
he's very old school, He doesn't want to admit that. He's got to provide, provide for the woman,
Yeah. I guess chivalry. You gotta be some but if you can't provide the chivalry, you gotta make sure you let them know why. You can't try to
Never
hide
admit
it.
anything.
But he plays it off well. He ends up buying her a hot dog. They end up just like walking around New York and ends up buying her a hot dog. They take a taxi cab, and that costs him most of his money to 25 cents. But there is a bum sitting outside the ice cream shop. He fucking pilfers the goddamn money out of the bum's cup. Gets like $3.
Yeah. That's a great scene, just like the no, thank you.
And ends the date with 16 cents left over. Thrifty motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
So
he had to call emergency reparations on that guy.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Hey, so if you can pull it out, do it. But this is where we learn that Mary Jane Potman's dad was the pot man. And sold marijuana and it's more than 4 years. He's been in jail for 4 years, so I'm guessing he's got like 10 years. He's probably gonna get out in 5.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he's probably serving depending. They don't really go into what he's serving, but he is serving a stint in jail for selling marijuana. And Mary Jane proceeds to make Thurgood make a false oath that he is not smoking marijuana, which he goes ahead and does, thus lying to her yet again. But
we gotta get his friend out of jail.
They end up, of course. I wonder who's taking the pictures, because none of the pictures, they're both in the pictures when Thurgood gets laid, except for the last one that's of just Thurgood laying on the bed. But yeah, Thurgood and Mary Jane, he proceeds to weirdly, like, I guess, cut the audience.
So I get you.
And then business started booming. And this is where we proceed to see a myriad of characters. The first one we see is the enhancement smoker, played by Jon Stewart. And this
Oh
is
yeah.
Jon Stewart's best fucking role.
Wasn't uh what's her name? Fucking Jane Garofalo. I thought she was first, the artist one.
No, she's later on. She's later on.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Janine,
yeah.
sorry, Janine
Jon-
Garofalo.
Jon Stewart is the first one. He is an enhancement smoker. Everything is better on weed to him, which gotta say sometimes that is the case. Marijuana does make some things better. That is just
Everyone already knows it though. You don't need to say it.
Have you ever seen a baked on weed?
Oh, weed.
But yes, we also encounter the dreaded scavenger smoker, played by
Snoop
Snoop
Dogg.
Dogg. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I had my
Uh,
Snoop Dogg chips ready.
Your boy. But yes, he is the scavenger smoker, which he is a smoker that never has any weed, but he is always around to smoke your weed. And then we get the historian smoker. He is the classic stoner that you really don't get nowadays. He is played by a Willie Nelson, which
Oh yeah, gotta have Willie Nelson.
yeah, you got to. It wouldn't be the same without Willie Nelson. I do not know who they play. They're not credited anywhere. Like, I couldn't even see on IMDb. But that you have the teenage smoker and the father smoker that are smoking separately, ironically wanting to bond together, but can't figure out how. And then we quickly cut to their grandma, which is the grandma smoker that does it for her arthritis and glaucoma. Played by a Gladys, maybe? O'Connor?
Gladys O'Connor.
Yes.
Nice.
And then we can, after this montage of stoners, their success gets to their head, and Scarface ends up quitting his job. Brian also wants to quit, but they fire him first. But it doesn't matter. He ends up taking a a Jan with him, played by Laura Silverman.
Oh yeah.
Is it?
Oh yeah, that's Sarah Silverman's sister. Yeah,
Yeah.
that you look familiar.
Brian proceeds to ask if she can be his girlfriend, and she's gay, so no. That's not gonna track. But
I like he wasn't mad. He was just I like he was just interested in the experience of that.
Yeah.
He's just like,
He was like,
what is
"What-"
that like?
Yeah, Brian's really accepting guy. Her joining the team is actually helpful, and she ends up organizing the business a little bit. Then they steal Sir Smoke-A-Lot from a dealer named Samson, which he was the rap song and the delivery service that was mentioned earlier. He Sir Smoke-A-Lot, and this is where we find out that some stoners are known as potheads. Which they're just low motivation, low energy, low sperm count. Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
I gotta dismiss that other alarm real quick. Hold on. Okay. But yes, and the whole group is labeled potheads, including the dog killer, which
Oh, yeah.
they have acquired. Third good gets laid again, and then we cut to the scene. The one scene that I had to see as a 6-year-old boy. The shower scene. This was my shower scene. I didn't have to see like American History X or something like that. No. No, I saw this shower scene. This shower scene, nothing really happens too bad. It's just a lot of just they made it look just like the most unpleasant experience to be in. It's like, man, that's what you gotta put up with. And Nasty Nate and the Squirrel Master proceeds to fight, and Kenny is protected for one shower, for I guess one thing. This is when we cut back to the group. This is where we find out they're kind of wasting the money on stuff. Scarface bought Killer, and Kenny bought Jimmy Garcia. Is it Jerry Garcia? My bad. Jerry Garcia.
Yeah.
In a pouch.
Yeah.
And Third Good tells them they're stupid. And then Third Good goes to make a delivery. And wait. And this is when we get the second montage of stoners. And the first one we encounter, you have already mentioned. It is the creative stoner. Can you say her name again?
Janine Garofalo.
Yes, she is playing the... She made a very dark poem. She definitely has killed somebody. It's evidently clear. But then we get the MacGyver smoker, played by a Stephen Baldwin, actually. One of the Baldwin brothers.
The lesser Baldwins.
Yeah.
And now they're looking kind of greater.
And this is where we get this is where we introduce the potheads, and that's when we say that they did all the... And then Mary Jane calls Third Good and gets a delivery and finds out that he's selling weed and smokes weed, and then they have to fight and break up. And that's when they see that Sir Smoke-A-Lot made a rap song about him, and that is also when Samson sees that Sir Smoke-A-Lot made a rap song about him. That is when Scarface makes a deal, gets a arranged deal with Samson, and he is forced to make an arrangement with arranged meeting with Mr. Nice Guy, which is a non-existent person that they made up to run their business, which is actually very clever of them, to be honest. To say that they're not the ones in charge, that this mystery man is.
Yeah.
And after this, we get the joke you mentioned about Third Good going, I need to get Mary Jane back because of the last lady. And then this is then during this is when he's trying to sober up. He gets fired from his job, and he goes to rehab. And this is where the golden cameo. If this cameo was not in the movie, I would not be saying this is a god tier film. But this is where Bob Saget comes up.
Is it gonna be our outro?
Oh yeah, it's the outro. You know it. You best believe. The intro was Jon Stewart. The outro was Bob Saget. It's gotta
Hell
be.
yeah.
It's gotta fucking be. But that is after Bob Saget delivers his best role ever, his best performance that he will never be able to cap after this moment in the 90s. We cut to the apartment where we see Samson has proceeded to send a message to Mr. Nice Guy, and Killer is no longer with us. I want to mention there is a deleted scene that shows Killer popping out of the weird little planter that they bury him in.
Mhm.
But we also get a weird we do get a burial for Killer, and this is where Brian gives his crazy backstory, and they blame the guy on the couch for a second.
Mhm. They ask him, and the guy on the couch doesn't lie.
Yeah, he's like, nah, and Scarface believes him, which he should.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy on the couch. Why wouldn't you believe the guy on the fucking couch? He doesn't move.
So I kind of wondered, because they almost leave it ambiguous. I wonder if if he really actually didn't get, if they came in and trashed the apartment, but Killer just got into the weed and got too stoned, ate too much.
Samson says, "Did you get my message?"
Yeah.
So it's definitely Samson that did it. Because after they blame the guy, they get a telephone call, and Samson's like, "Well, did you get my message?" And Samson, I should have mentioned this, is played by a Clarence Williams III.
Hell yeah.
Very great role. And
Mhm.
they proceed to make a meeting with the Jamaican Mr. Nice Guy. And Thurgood proceeds to play him, and it doesn't last long before he cracks. And they go back, and they gotta get to 20 grand. And after they go back to the apartment, the guy on the couch proceeds to make the plan that they rob Thurgood's old lab. And it goes very badly. Every step of the way, they stumble.
I think he just suggested that just so they could, because they're starting to talk a little bit too much about why he's there and
yeah, because he's like, "Look, I'll be fine. You need to focus on the robbery." But this is where they proceed to try to rob the place, and like I said, they fuck up every step of the way. They almost get away with a couple of bags full, but of course they set off alarms, and police had plenty of time to get here, so they get caught. And instead of, this is where the ingenious moment of having Mr. Nice Guy be a made-up person. They can't give him Mr. Nice Guy, but they can give them Samson. So they proceed to make a deal with the police officers and go to Samson with a wire. That's when the climax happens. Thurgood strikes a deal with the police to wear a wire to a meeting with Samson to exchange freeing Kenny and dropping the charges against him and his friends. They meet Samson, but their plan is exposed when the police detectives fail to arrive because they got high, because Thurgood was like, "We need to get high," which wouldn't have happened unless they actually smoked the joint themselves. This is where we find out that the Jerry Garcia in a pouch actually is real. And he ends up saving the day by knocking out Samson during the
Oh, yeah.
climax. There,
Looks like he like straight up breaks his neck.
yeah, with his guitar. And the cops
Don't
come
fuck with
in
Jerry
and
Garcia.
arrest everybody. And this is where we get the ending, where Thurgood fucking sells out and chooses Mary Jane Popman over marijuana and throws his last joint off the Brooklyn Bridge. The end. And that is the movie of Half Baked.
Go watch it.
There's definitely an alternative ending where Thurgood runs back and jumps into the water after the joint. Chooses marijuana over Mary Jane. There is also an after credit scene telling you that this is a little good. I thought it was a little good thing for the, just in case kids did end up watching this. There's a little PSA saying, hey, if you want to know anything else about these substances, go to your local library, because reading, knowledge is power. That kind of little message that you always should try to deliver to not just kids, but anybody, because fucking knowing something is a lot better.
Knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe.
But yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can actually. The release, Half Baked hit theaters in the United States on January 16th, 1998, earning $7,722,540 in its opening weekend, ranking at number 6, and by the end of its run, grossed $17,460,020. So its budget was $8 million. So it was a success. The critics don't know what the fuck they're talking about when it comes.
You critics, yeah, weak bitches.
I hate that I did this to us.
My ass.
A fucking sequel was made, a direct-to-video sequel, Half Baked, Totally High, was released this year, April 16th, 2024, by Universal Pictures Home Media on direct-to-video format. That must be on Peacock then. The film was directed by Michael Tides, and it stars Dexter Darden, Moses Storm, Ramona Young, Harlan Williams again, David Koechner, Frankie Muniz, Rachel True,
The fuck?
Ash Santos, and Joel Country. The project was a joint venture project between Universal 1440 Entertainment and Universal Pictures Home Entertainment and STX Entertainment. So that...
Oh, but that's a big pile of shit. That's probably what that is.
So this is something we'll have to fucking watch, though. It's weird, because 2 of the cast members were... I don't know if they reprise their roles, but they come back in this one. Rachel True and Harlan Williams. I'm morbidly curious on how this is gonna go. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be good. I know it's not, but it doesn't look good.
Oh boy.
It's on TV if you want to watch it. But yeah, I hate to leave you hanging before we get into final thoughts, but I really gotta go use the bathroom.
Oh, no problem. Yeah, we'll have to watch that after Smiley Face. Smiley Face will be our next one. It is the one that apparently has some, at the very least, similar plot points to this movie. Uh, definitely not looking forward to that sequel. It's definitely giving me probably be along the lines of the Good Burger 2 is what I assume is what the second half bake's gonna be like. That's weird. Why there's so many weird sequels to like some classic movies that just show up out of nowhere? It's these streaming services, man. They 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 fucking violating these IPs. Just leave the IPs alone. Just put it out. Make it easy to fucking watch. That's all I ask. That's all I ask. Just put it on streaming. You sons of bitches. Wonder if I should just start with mine. I'll definitely say 5 out of 5.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I tried to get back. I wanted to talk a bit more.
I was just trying to fill in the air.
Yeah. But you were saying you were saying stuff that I wanted to retort on. And I was like, God damn it. But yeah,
go.
fucking you were saying that it was gonna be in the vein of Gerd Burger 2, I think. So, and the
Yeah.
reason why is because we're the people that grew up watching these movies. Our generation is now old enough to purchase these is old enough to purchase these streaming services and whatnot. So they're trying to cash grab on that nostalgia factor. They're trying to make us feel all warm and fuzzy inside, which I gotta say, nostalgia's a bitch. I mean, I'm gonna waste money just so we could play Mario Kart. Spoilers for future Let's Plays that's gonna be coming out. Smokey versus.
I get
Speed.
warm with irritation. Oh yes, definitely.
But yeah, it's just it can be a bitch. It's a powerful tool to use against, and that's what got me I'm gonna watch it because I'm morbidly curious on how they're gonna fuck up this great classic, like Good Burger. It's just gonna be a. I mean, it might not be as bad as Good Burger 2, but who knows? I'm coming in with terrible, very low expectations to the sequel.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, let's get into our final thoughts. You were saying 5 out of 5?
Yeah. I mean, this is fucking one of the quintessential fucking stoner movies. It's like, oh, you got Friday, you got this. I don't know, I'm blanking out on other ones, but that's all you need.
Up in Smoke is a good one from Cheech and Chong.
I still haven't seen it. Yeah. I need to see
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to do a palate cleanser. We're gonna have to fucking do Up in Smoke.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let me just double check, make sure that's the one that I'm talking about. Because there is one that I don't care, but yeah, it is Up in Smoke. Good. Yeah, Up in Smoke. Oh, that's so fucking good. Yeah,
we could do that after Smiley Face.
Yeah, I was planning on maybe doing it after the sequel, but we're gonna do the sequel next year. We'll just do the sequel next year. Let's wait.
Okay, yeah.
Let's wait on that sequel.
Yeah.
But yeah.
5 out of 5.
I say 5 out of 5. I would say God tier though, to be honest.
Yeah.
Your audio is going out.
Hello?
Hey, you there?
Yeah. I think
Technical
it's coming back.
Alright, so
Sorry.
yeah, God tier? You think this is a God tier?
Yes.
Nice.
This is God tier.
Than a god am.
Was that over the top? I can never tell.
Alright, yeah. I'll have to do some editing here, but fuck yeah. Definitely a god tier movie. Go see this. There's not really much I haven't said already. The comedic timing is brilliant. The soundtrack is great. The meta humor is on point, I say. There's not really any like fourth wall breaking that I don't appreciate. Anytime it does get meta, it's very like warranted because it's Thurgood telling you the story, and he's stoned, so he's gonna add some fanciful elements to it because he's fucking stoned.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you should just go watch it. If I
Go
didn't
fucking watch it.
If I didn't make it clear, 5 out of 5. Cue the god tier.
Honk,
At this point,
honk.
if I didn't already cue it. And this is the part where I get into the outro, I believe.
Oh yeah.
If you've been listening to us this long, thank you so much. Please leave a like, comment what you think about the movie and what you think about the video below. Share the video around, that surely helps. And subscribe to the channel and turn on that notification bells. Do you have a sign off, Spooge?
I smoke 2 joints in the morning. I smoke 2 joints at night. I smoke 2 joints in the afternoon. It makes me feel alright.
Oh. And then I smoke
Hey.
2 joints.
And I smoke 2 more.
Hey, and then my sign off, of course, you know it. I gotta say, remember to tell your children, cats die, music fades, but art is for keeps. And go hell, Henry Sabrowski, you motherfuckers.
Goodbye.
This will be a bye-bye.
Goodbye.
Man, this is some bullshit.
Marijuana is not a drug. I used to suck dick for coke.
I seen him.
Now that's an addiction, man. You ever suck some dick for marijuana?
Huh?
No, I can't say I have.
I didn't think so.
Boo this man. No!